Hi everybody. So the website that I reviewed was called Kubbu, and what this is it's for instructors to create interactive lessons for the students. As an instructor, you can create activities for practice, review, and testing, and you can have a class for up to 30. I'll show you this real quick. I should say 30 for free. This is what I have. I have the standard one. Yes, it's free. However, you can only have up to 30 students with it, which would work if you have 30 students for the whole year. Then you could delete them all and restart for the next year. However, if you have multiple classes, 30 probably wouldn't work for you, and you can only have 15 activities, which is very limited. I think I have about 5 or 6, and I've had this for, a couple weeks. If you wanted to upgrade to the Pro, it is just $35 a year, and then you can have 200 students and up to 100 activities, and then again 50 to the Ultimate, 400 students, and you can have 200 activities. And then the daily email limit is another limitation that the standard one has. Even if you have 30 students, you're only going to be able to send 15 emails out a day. So say 15 of them take a test. Only 15 of them are going to get that score emailed to them. Where you have a little bit more flexibility if you do pay for it. I honestly don't think I would recommend paying for it. It wasn't my favorite application. I thought it was kind of cool, but I think there's going to be better ones that our fellow teacher students are going to review. I'll go over to students here real quick, and I'm just going to teach you real quick how to add students. It's just right down here. You click Add Student. We're just going to go example and then 1. You can add that email. However, if you don't, that limitation of 15 emails a day is not going to even phase you. This is just to send out, say you add a new activity, say you need to send out a grade, which I'll show you how to do as well. You can do that. You're going to want to auto-generate a password, or you can make one up yourself. And then you're going to do save changes, and then there's your student right there. This is how you would email the student, but since I didn't put an email for either of these, it's not going to let me email them. And then if I wanted to save the list with all of your information, there it is. I'll hop over to groups now. And with groups, there's 2 different types, and I'll show you real quick. There's the personal access, which is group B that I have, and then there's the anonymous access, which is group A. Anonymous access is where the group material can be accessed by a web page. I'll show you that quick. So I would have to share this with them in order for them to access anything on this Kubbu page. Where with group B, or the personal access, they can access it themselves since they're a part of my Kubbu account. With group A, or the anonymous, it's not password protected, so they can just log in whenever. And then with that, the results are not scored for each individual student. So that's going to be a tough one if you want to grade their papers, because it's all anonymous. You're not going to know who is who. With group B, or personal access, the group materials can be accessed by the person whenever they want. You can create student accounts, or you can have the students create their own with an access code. And then the results are stored for those, and that's what this percentage is here, is that it would have all of the scores there. And that's also, if you look under your students, they have the same thing. Since I have never taken any of the activities, I don't have any scores, so I don't have my last score. And this is if you have your assignments timed, that's what that is. And then there's the average and max, so you do get to keep grades on there, which is kind of nice. And then after that, I'll show you some of the activities that I have. I actually have an activity for each one of these, so I have 5 of them. And knowing that we can only have 15, I can only have 10 more. So that's a little bit kind of scary to me, because, I mean, this would be one lesson. It's a little bit random, but it's countries, presidents, state capitals. It's all kind of history-based. So for match, I'll show you the one I have for match real quick. We'll just kind of go through it. Familiarize is really just flashcards. That's if you want to know what's on the matching cubes before you actually go to solve them, you can definitely do that. For this, I'm just going to go straight to solve. And let's see. What you're going to do is you're going to pull this into here. And you're going to pick one of these. You're either going to pick beef, which goes probably with cow here, or you're going to go iPhone, which probably goes to Apple. I'm going to go the iPhone route. Then tabby, cat, and then you just keep going until you finish all of these. So where is, well, Toyota is Japan. All right, in chocolate lab, you would go with a dog, and you just continue like that until you finish all of them. I'm not going to finish all of them, but kind of a cool little thing. And if you were to familiarize, you're just gonna literally see the, oops, you're just gonna see what the answers are. You're gonna go next, boy, brother. So the next one that I did was divide. This one was really not as user-friendly as match. Match, I kind of already knew what was going on. It's pretty self-explanatory. The only thing I didn't know with match was about these. I personally did dominoes. I kind of wish in hindsight I would have chosen let students choose, because then they could have picked which one they want. But I liked the dominoes, so I just kept with the dominoes. But with divide, what you do is you pick categories, and you can pick up to 4. I personally did 4. I didn't even get all the continents on here, but I did kind of the bigger ones. So what you're going to do is just drag the countries to the continent that they belong in. And then at the very, very end, which I'm not going to go all the way through this just because it would take a lot of time, it tells you your full score. So that's kind of nice. And then it would log that for you as well if your teacher decides that they want to put it as a grade. So if you want to go into add activity, you're just going to do an example. If you want to do a time limit, go ahead and do that. You can also add some instructions if you want to do that. I'm going to do 2 groups. We're going to do, let's see, we'll do just North America and South America. And then you would just fill in like Ecuador.
Hi, everyone.
Sorry about that little interruption there. So then you would just fill in what you want to put in. So for North America, let's put Canada, U.S. For South America, we can do Peru, Colombia. I'm not capitalizing to go a little quicker. Then you're going to go to your next step, and you're going to say, okay, South America is going to go with Peru and Colombia. North America is Canada, U.S. Then you have your example. You're just going to drag them into the respective columns. So that's how you do a divide. We're going to go over to slider. Slider was another one that I wasn't positive on how to use. I just kind of had to wing it. But we'll go ahead and click this. It's very similar to a quiz. So how many presidents have there been? We're just going to go through this real quick so I can show you how it tells your final score at the end. During the Civil War, how many impeached? So yeah, outstanding. I got 5 out of 5. I made the question, so I really hope I would have gotten 5 out of 5. After slider is composer. Composer is actually the quiz. So I don't know why they call it composer, but that's what they call it. And so we're going to click on that. We're going to take our quiz. And I've had this malfunction on me twice now, so I'm thinking it's Kubbu, but I'm not positive on that. So we're just going to try it again and see what happens. Hopefully we can get through it here. I'm not going to read the questions to you at all, just so we can get through it. Yep, it looks like it's going to freeze again. So yeah, this is the 3rd time that the composer has malfunctioned on me. So I think it's a Kubbu thing, that it's just not working. Which technology, it's bound to happen. It happened on our synchronous night of class. So, but the fact that it's happened 3 times in a row, I think it's something to do with Kubbu's just not working. So I wouldn't recommend doing a quiz on here, especially if you're going to put a lot of effort into it. Mine was only 5 questions. For crossword, it's, again, just another really random one. I did it on religions. So let's do, I think it's called a menorah. So let's see what I did. Bit disappointing, I got 0 because I didn't finish it. So menorah, the question was, what was the 8 candles that was lit on Hanukkah? So those are all of the activities that you can do through Kubbu. Again, pretty interactive for the kids, something to kind of get their minds off of, a lecture and into the actual material and trying things out. For files, I just kind of downloaded random things. I'll show you what I did here. I just did a huge list of presidents and the years that they were president for. That's something that your kids can access anytime if they want to. And then I did a screenshot here. I forgot to rename it. Know, wanna know, and learned. And then we'll go down to other, and I did a little word search. This is a really simple word search, so I would say a younger grade, but everyone has fun with word searches, so who knows. And then you have the profile, which is how you edit your own profile, and then the help button, which I utilized this a lot. Some of these activities were really not user-friendly. Overall, this was a really cool site. I thought that the activities that they offered were kind of nice, fairly simple once I figured out how to actually do them. Now that I know how to do them, I could whip one out in 5 minutes, easy. But divide and slider both took me quite a while, and I kind of knew what I was doing on those because match was my first one. Match was by far the easiest. Composer is just like a test, so kind of like that. Crossword, I just had a brain fart and couldn't think of a topic. But overall, a really good site. The only restrictions, the restrictions are really tough, especially with the class sizes getting so big. So that's a little scary right there. But otherwise, like the help tutorials were very helpful. They didn't go into detail about what the activities were. So when I first went into like divide, I was like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do? Do I have to pick a topic? But once I got it, 100%, I would definitely use this. I would not pay for it, but I think I would find a spot for it in my lessons.